Keeping it real, keeping it real. I'm your host, Reverend Al Sharpton, and we're back. Dr. Charles Olgetree, his weekly time here on the show from Harvard. I believe we still have on the line Tavis Smiley, and we're talking about an incident that happened this morning. Mr. Smiley announcing he is going to do a forum and had some words that I took disagreement with, and I think Dr. Olgetree did. And let me say this. I want people to be clear. I have a lot of respect for Tavis, and I hope that how this resolves itself is where all of us can disagree without being disagreeable and resolve it. I would have hoped that we could have done this in private, but since you decided to attack me on the air this morning on national radio, as you said, I answered it on the radio. And I hope that we can, in some way, show our people how to resolve these matters.
You promised before the break you let me respond to what you said.
Go ahead, please.
I can do this
both of you, can I respond?
No, but let Tavis speak, because I don't.
Well, I think he can respond to all of them. Let me just say this. There are 2 points I made in the New York Times article you're referring to, Tavis. The first is that I said I think there is a carefulness, not a reluctance, but a carefulness about what should be said going forward from the president, because he can't get ahead of Congress, even though he should use a bully pulpit. The second point I said is this, that I find it puzzling, the idea that a president who happens to be black has to focus on black issues. Those are 2 things I say, period, in this article. And I was not at the White House meeting. I was not at the jobs meeting.
But that article was before that. That's why I don't know how he confused the two. That article was 2 weeks before that.
Let me respectfully respond to both of you and just say, number one, for anyone listening to this conversation, this happens all the time in black America, and quite frankly in America, period. Very quickly, 3 or 4 points. Anyone who did not hear my commentary, because what's happening now is a bunch of conjecture about what I said. Reverend Al, I don't even know if you heard what I said this morning, word for word. So, number one, let me invite everyone listening right now to go to my website at tavistalks.com. You can download a transcript of what I said verbatim, and you can watch me in video in my studio this morning offering this commentary on national radio. So, one, go hear what I said, not what other folk are saying that I said. The second thing is I do not engage, Reverend Al, in any personal ad hominem attacks. I have never attacked you personally or privately, and so to say that I attacked you is wrong. Once folk hear the commentary, they'll be able to put that in proper context. Number 3, I said in my commentary this morning that I appreciate both you, Charles Olgetree, and all the other names I've listed for your courage, for your work, for your witness, for being freedom fighters. I said this morning in a variety of ways that I love you and there ain't nothing you can do about it. But the whole point of the commentary that folk can read or hear for themselves at tavistalks.com is that it has come time for a conversation. I think we all agree. You host a radio show. I do radio and TV. Brother Olgetree, on your program, there's a huge debate in black America right now based upon these comments that needs some clarity. Whatever you said, you said. Whatever you meant, you meant. That's the reason for having a conversation to understand, for the people can understand what these African-American freedom fighters meant with these quotes that have gone everywhere about the president not needing to focus on, to be ballyhoo, whatever word you want to use. There is this story that's out there now about whether or not black leaders are giving the president a pass on a black agenda. And all I've suggested is that we will come to Chicago on March the 20th for a live TV conversation, as we've done in the past, to wrestle once and for all with this question before we get much deeper into this presidency about whether or not there is a black agenda, given that black folk are getting crushed, that this president needs to be asked to focus on. That is the point of the conversation, not to attack anybody. I would never attack you. I love you again. Ain't nothing you can ever do about that. I just want to know who's going to come to Chicago, Reverend Al.
Well, I won't be there because, first of all, the date doesn't work for me. I did not know about the date. I was not invited. No, wait a minute. I'll let you talk. Now let me talk.
We didn't talk to your office, sir.
Nobody in my office has any information of this at all. I checked this one. And, I'm telling you, Tavis, I've been there every year. You asked me. The last I knew on this is you canceled this year. But let's get beyond that. The fact of the matter is, to distort and to say I said something I didn't say is to attack me. And I think that I spend 18 hours a day going all over this country dealing with black folks' agenda. To say that I said the president shouldn't focus on black agenda, on black people and all, is a lie, and I didn't say it. And the New York Times didn't say I said it. I said that he is smart not to ballyhoo that. I think the president focusing on something and the president becoming a black exponent of black views to feed into Glenn Beck and them to have an easy way to stop legislation that will help black people is just stupid. And I took very serious issue with you distorting, which you seem to not understand my view. And that's what I said. You can say any way you want. That's not attacking. That is if I take your view and distort it and make it the opposite of what you work and give your life and blood for, then that is an attack. Wait a minute, Tavis. I let you finish. Let me finish. So I take that as an attack. Second of all, clearly, we've been talking on this show and other forums about we need everybody to sit down. But I do not think that, Tavis, you can call everybody to sit down or the date you set up with a TV station without talking to people about their dates, and you have been notoriously anti the president. I think you ought to be on the panel, not convening the panel. I think some of the – wait a minute. Let me finish. I think some of the objective people in our community that have not been pro or con the president or to convene this, and those of us that got a position should take it. And I think we ought to talk about a black agenda. I think Chicago's the right place to talk, and I don't think we should limit it to the president. Let's talk about the black politicians and black leaders in Chicago that are supporting whites against blacks, that have supported people right there in the county against blacks. Let's not have Obama say, let's talk about blacks that run around selling books and never come back to deal with accountability. Let's not beat up on the president. Let's all bring it out, and let's have some objective people convene it.
It's your show, and you're filibustering respectfully, but Jasmine...
I talk less time than you did, and I'm not filibustering. You went on the air this morning. To your surprise, I answered you. I called you when you went off the air. You would not return my call, Tavis.
You can join us in Chicago, Reverend Al.
Did I call you this morning?
I haven't heard from you this morning.
I called you on your cell phone. You did not call me back. I talked to your cell phone. I talked to Michael Eric Dyson. I talked to a lot of people. You waited to call on the air, so we had the discussion on the air. I got to take a break. I'll be right back. Keeping it real. Sharpton right after this.